CJAD.
It's 6 minutes after 8 here on CJAD. Good evening. Peter Anthony Holder here with you on CJAD tonight. In Master Control, we have Mark Silverman, Sparky, producing the program. 790-0991 is the number to call, and we have a guest in studio, a returning guest. We have with us Jan Benham, who is the promoter of the Alternative Health Exhibition, which is taking place this coming weekend. 790-0991 is the number to call if you want to talk about alternative health, and we'll explain that in just a matter of moments. First of all, welcome to the program, Jan.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. We had you on back, I guess, in October when the last exhibition took place. The last one you had was at the Armory.
Mm-hmm.
How did that go?
That went extremely well. There was quite a few people, and the people who took part were very happy with the show. They had plenty of people to show off what they did.
Mm-hmm.
There's different people who do all sorts of different subjects, ranging from chiropractors to acupuncturists. And the people who came, there was enough people. There was they learnt a lot, and the feedback was very positive.
Okay, we touched on this the last time you were here, but let's go through some of the things people will see if they go to the exhibit, which, by the way, the exhibition is at Victoria Hall this coming Saturday, correct?
Mm-hmm.
At 10 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the afternoon. And the entry is $3 to get in. It's at Victoria Hall, which is 4626 Sherbrooke Street in Westmount. Everyone knows where Victoria Hall is, near the park, right?
Mm-hmm.
790-0991 is the number to call if you have any questions. And the first question I'll start with, if somebody goes down there on Saturday, what are they going to see?
Okay. They're going to see different practitioners, chiropractors, massage therapists, polarity therapists, going right through to Feldenkrais, which not many people would know about.
Okay, well, let's explain some of those. Let's go back to the one you mentioned, polarity.
There's polarity therapy. Yeah. That's working with energy balancing and shiatsu points on the body. You've got chiropractors which are working on the bones and straightening the spine, straightening the body out. You have massage therapists straightening out the muscles and working on the muscular tissue, helping people there. And you have different practitioners, nutritional therapists, and also people who are into working on the positive mind principle, working on the mind, the well-being. So you've got many different practitioners, herbalists, aromatherapists, and so on and so on. And the idea is to show everybody what there is out there in alternative medicine. And so everybody can go and see, they can try things out, and experience things for themselves, and then make a judgment from there.
Now, I've known people who have partaken in some of the various practices you've mentioned, and the one thing that they seem to have in common is initially they were skeptical, and they had some sort of problem, either temporary or chronic. And this going to one of the many practitioners you've mentioned was sort of like a last resort. What else have I got to do? What can I lose type thing.
Yes.
So it's something that people don't naturally head toward. I mean, they go through all the conventional routes first before they go to one of the practitioners you're talking about.
Which is a problem, because very often the condition can be advanced, so advanced that there's nothing anybody can do by the time they get. If alternative medicine and traditional medicine could work together, then it would be fantastic. I have quite a few doctors who send me patients now, so it works very nicely together. So if they think that I can help them, they will tell the patient, look, perhaps you could try something else.
Generally speaking, is the medical profession pro or con to the types of practices that some of the practitioners at this exhibition would do?
It's becoming more pro. As the old guard is going away and the new people are coming in, they're learning more about nutrition and how it can treat the body with just using nutritional factors and vitamin factors. And there's a lot more people, doctors experiencing, and the medical profession experiencing alternative medicine. I do a bit of training, and a lot of my students are nurses and physiotherapists, so they're getting into it, and that is slowly moving up the professional ranks.
Now, the older practitioner or the older members of the medical profession who are not too keen on this idea look at this as some of the things that you do and other practitioners do are as newfangled ideas that are not worthwhile talking about. But in reality, we're talking about things that are as old as the hills, as the saying goes.
Absolutely. Well, acupuncture is thousands of years old. Massage therapy is thousands of years old. Tai Chi, which is going to be demonstrated this Saturday, is an ancient Chinese martial art, which they use to rebalance the energy in the body.
Well, let's explain that a little bit, because I was talking to someone, again, a friend of mine who's really into Tai Chi, big time, and he hasn't really been able to explain it to me as to what it does for him and why it works for him. Maybe you can, and again, I'll give the number. 7900991 is the number to call if you have any questions of Jan Benham talking about alternative medicine. Tai Chi.
Well, Tai Chi is basically energy balancing in the body. You're using your mind and your body. You're focusing on doing a particular movement, and you're increasing the energy to that area where you're moving. So if you move your arm from left to right, you're focusing on doing that movement, and you're increasing the energy to that movement. You're focusing entirely, and by focusing, you increase basically the energy in the body to that area, and you can do that all throughout the body. It's the same thing when you do have acupressure or treatments or acupuncture treatments. You're energy balancing in the body. But Tai Chi is something that people can do very easily. They can go to classes and just walk in and do a session and then walk out, and also they carry on doing it at home. So it's focusing the mind and the body together.
There's a variety of practitioners you have coming to this particular exhibition. What particularly do you offer?
I do reflexology and aromatherapy. Reflexology is basically acupressure of the feet, so it's working through the feet alone. And it's a good basis. I'm not going to say diagnostic treatment, but it's a good way of finding out imbalances in the body, in the body system. And aromatherapy is a very old method. In fact, they're using a lot of the aromatherapy products in modern medicine now. Most of the drugs come from aromatherapy.
Such
aspirin.
as?
Aspirin comes from the essential oil of willow.
Well, explain what aromatherapy is.
Okay, it's the use of essential oils, extracts, herbal extracts, plant extracts. Basically, extracts taken, put into little bottles, and we use those in massage therapy, in baths, and you see this in the body shops. They're using them now in facial creams and body creams. But an aromatherapist practitioner will use them medically. So they're using them on the skin, they're using them internally for various ailments.
Okay, now when I think of the word aroma, I think of smell.
Yeah, because they have a very strong smell. It's the smell of the plant that's captured practically. So they're not always pleasant. So you've got lavender, which everybody knows about, which smells very pleasant as a flower. And that's very useful for many conditions, an antiseptic, and can be used for all sorts of conditions with the circulation and helping healing aches and pains and things like that. Then you go to eucalyptus, which everybody knows about, and that's used now in so many medicines you can buy.
I think a lot of cough drops when I think of eucalyptus.
They've got an extract from eucalyptus, eucalyptol, which they use there, and that's basically used for the mucus, the sinus problems, the lungs, and it's very good in bronchitis. It opens everything up, and it cools temperature down too, so any fever. And there's nothing to beat that yet, really, in supposedly traditional medicine. But as I said, or I would say 99% of drugs do come from herbs and originally. Getting back to a little bit to the history,
as I mentioned earlier, for one reason or another, modern medicine decided that this was passé at one point, and now it's coming back into vogue, as it were. At what point did the doctor say, no, this is not the way to go, truly modern medicine is the way to go, and what made the turnaround come back, as we're seeing now?
Well, I'll take the use of drugs as opposed to herbal medicine. You have herbal plants which did a particular job, and the chemist came along in the last couple of centuries and discovered the drug in the herb or the flower that did the job of reducing whatever it was needed to, whatever was needed to be done. And they've discovered that if they could chemically copy that particular component and So they ended up basically chemically copying that component and making it into a drug. They found it worked much quicker than herbs and plants. And so then you had a big thing, switch over from herbalism to the modern drug therapy, the pharmaceutical companies. Not that they're bad, it's just a much stronger thing. So you've got all the antibiotics came into vogue. And so doctors went towards this way because they worked. But the problem was there's a lot of side effects from these drugs, so you have to take something for the side effect. Now, I'm not saying herbal medicine is any better necessarily, because they are also can be very dangerous if used incorrectly. So you have to go to people who know about the subject, who've done the training.
Okay, 7900991 is the number to call. We're speaking with Jan Benham, who is the person promoting this current exhibition, or the exhibition which will be taking place this weekend, the Alternative Health Exhibition at Victoria Hall, 4626 Sherbrooke Street West. It's this Saturday. And I'm curious to know if anybody out there has partaken in, is that the correct word? Partaken in alternative health medicine of any kind, if it's been effective for them. 7900991 is the number to call. Our lines are free right now if you want to call in. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
2 a.m., northern Quebec. The pulp mill was working on a critical deadline. The main motor in the mill overheated and broke down. The